Hello. Oh, flipping now every single time. Welcome. This is World 2, as I've said in the last video. And no, I'm not gonna make the macro for Leaf or for Ruin City in this video because let's be honest, I cannot really bother. Maybe I'll update that old one. I'll name it a World 1 macro at some point. Maybe. We'll see. Um, but aside from that, as this video suggests, I will be showing you how to macro reliably, pretty much, hopefully 100%, on on all of the three new maps. Because I know that, like, oh, but I thought everything has one spawn. Like, oh, like this map has one. Yeah, that is true. Every map has one spawn, but they pulled off a thing where instead of having multiple spawns to disturb your macro, they just change the angle where you spawn. One you're facing this way, next you're facing this way. And then you're like, oh, that kind of ruins the tiny task macro that we always use. And so some of them you probably could use a hill unit like Freer and Otatsu, but I found more reliably using Garo Evo, the one that is currently now tiered, the one of the worst ones in general at least. Obviously, he's the goat in the fire caverns because he is the goat. But aside from that, he's kind of like not so great. Aside from like random like farms like in Marineford or stuff like that. But yeah, so now I'll show you the three new stories and how to macro them reliably. At least this is the way I do it. There are probably other ways, and what so on and so forth. We'll start with the first one, which is the new Seven Deadly Sins Hogtown. I'll do Act 6 because I do wanna get some rewards. Hopefully, get Meliodas. And I'll do Purgatory to show you that a Overlord Garo can easily. I guess I do it at plus 2%. Can guarantee macro on this map. And the way I do it is, I guess, pull off your tiny task if you haven't, right? Pull it up. Make sure it's preset already. I already have my preset. And when you spawn here, this is the way I do it. I guess you gotta first, you gotta win once first. So I'll be right back after I win one. Alright, so the return button is roughly here. You start by clicking retry as always, as you would. And then this is how you start your macro and how you AFK. At least this is at least how I do. And I find it's a great success because it doesn't fail. Nor does it bring you back to the lobby. Did it just move my mouse? For fuck's sake. I guess it was roughly here, right? Roughly here. You record, move a little bit, spam, click, and then place your Garo directly where your mouse is. Spam Q, click away, click back, spam upgrade, and then end the macro. So that was a very quick 13-second macro. And then I'll let this run, and we shall see what's gonna happen. All right. So give me a second though. Okay. So I'll see you guys in a moment. You guys could probably skip past this part if you guys already know the way and believe it's correct. But I'll let the whole run continue on for you. So I can't put chapters in yet because I don't know how. I'll probably just put at some point, if I do remember, to put like the time logs on when in the video is like the next part. But yeah, if you want to see this is proof to be correct, and then so I put retry again, the proof will be here. So see you then. Alright, everybody. So you've seen that already. Now it's time to show you how to macro the other one. To be fair, the second roll is about the same, really. Like you use the exact same macro. Let me make sure my tiny task is open. Alright. So and for Hollow Knight passage, I'm just gonna do this as always to prove you that it is possible. But the way is the same. As long as you know where the retry button is, you should be able to do this guaranteed all the time. So I'll quickly just make sure that the mouse is in the correct spot. Alright, so this is roughly where the retry button is. Roughly. Okay, roughly it's here. Roughly. Right? So now you can again record, move a little bit, spam, retry, press your Garo Evo, click down, spam Q, click away, click back, spam upgrade, end. And then that's the exact same thing. It's because the first two maps, have a good spawn point where there is no like limiter, so you can't like place directly where you are. Unlike the third map. So in this one, it's just you place where the retry button is, and that guarantees you even more to never go back to the lobby, as long as you set up the infinite loop correctly. You should be fine 100% of the time. And like I said, there is two different angles, at least so far as I've gotten, for each map. Oh, the first and this map. I've gotten two angles for each. And that ruined my, at least specifically in this map, ruined my free run macro. Because I placed her, let me just put myself the macro for now. I placed her roughly up here, but when the angle changes, I move her here. And then when I want to place in the other macro position, she gets placed over here. Maybe there's a place in the middle somehow if you really want to try, but I feel like this is just a safer way. Plus, I don't think this is too hard to get. It's not. Plus, you kind of need him if you want to get Escanor at some point too, because to grind the Fire Caverns, he is the GOAT. You kind of really do need him because you can't get Law anymore because Law is now unobtainable with free run as well. But yeah, as you can see, oh, what the hell? Did it break for a sec? All right, that's the problem with sometimes with the tiny task from I don't know why. So I'll just remake the macro really quick. All right, there we go. Now it should be fine. Now again, I'm just gonna let this run for you lot. You probably, if you're still here, you probably just want to see if the proof if it's correct. This is purgatory, obviously, as well. They may or may not make it harder. Who knows, really? Which I don't know if they should. I mean, they probably. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, this is the macro, and if you guys are not here and you just care about the next map, then I'll see you then. This is about to end though, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, see you guys in a bit, I guess, in like maybe a minute or two. Okay. Now for the last map, this was gonna be. Oh god, I'm lagging. This is gonna be slightly different. And it's the fact that this one you can't place directly below your feet because you spawn like right next to the spawn zone, and that spawn zone kind of limits you from like placing stuff right next to you. Again, I'm not gonna really name them because you can't see the video right now. But yeah. So the way okay, oh god, oh let me tiny task, there you are. There, okay, so this is the way okay. So in this one you would spam retry. I think it should be still here. I guess I'll check in a second. And then click number 2, can't place them here, push a bit forward, and then place him there. Spam Q, click away, click at him, spam upgrade, and that's the end of the recording. Like, it's a very simple 1 unit placement recording because Overlord Garo Evo is just enough to macro everything here. They may buff it in the future, and that may actually make it impossible for Garo, which would be a problem. I guess that means you probably need Rengoku at that point, but that means in some maps it's really hard because the enemies will get really far. I don't know, it's really rough now. But yeah, he should be fine for most of the maps actually. I don't think he's a problem. But yeah, again, I haven't seen the second angle, so this placement could be entirely wrong. Because if you angle a bit to the right and then end up placing the water, I don't think that's possible. So yeah, again, this one specifically could be a bit fidgety because I don't know where the second angle is, if there even is a second angle. It's because I found a second angle while I was in the Seven Deadly Sins one and while I was in the Bleach one, well, the Hollow Palace one, that one. Like I got a second angle on my spawn. Now, is it a bug or something, or maybe it is intentional? But while it's still around, these are the safest ways, in my opinion, to macro these things. And I'm not going to go back to the lobby and explain everything. I'm just going to explain it here. It's just a quick summary, as always, explaining to why. But yeah, you could always, of course, just do long macros, like pull run macros instead. But I always think those macros are just not as safe. They're probably a lot more effective because you can AFK harder stuff, obviously, right? And if your loading times are always the same, you will guarantee you win every single time. You're like, oh, that's beautiful. But it's not always the same now, is it? And because of that, I always say short looping macros are king. And that's what I always do for everything I macro. Challenges, raids, story in this case as well, because I still need that Meliodas, Aizen, and their Evo items. But yeah, that is more or less the end of this video. This is the end of me talking at least. The rest of the video will just be the whole macro running until I hit retry again. If it's not correctly placed, just place wherever the retry button actually is. So it's always safer to just try to win once first, and then you start your macro in your next attempt, is all I'm saying, alright? But that's about it for today. I may redo those at some point and revise everything, because there's a lot of videos that I actually do want to revise that I'm putting in the guides playlist that should help a lot of you at least. Oh boy. But yeah, that's about it for now. See ya, and I will maybe see you in another one. Maybe at some point. Hopefully. But bye for now. We shall look at this macro. Come on now, give me the video time. Come on, give me the time.